What is going on, guys? Customer here, and today we're gonna be unboxing. Finally, the Sony A7S3 arrived. Now, I haven't been doing unboxings in a while. That's not my thing, but this camera is very special to me. You know, I've been waiting for this camera for about 4.5 years, just like everyone else. And today I just want to unbox it, see what's new about this camera, because there are a lot of new things about the body on this camera. So let's do that really quick right now. And I got mine at B&H Photo, so thank you for the speedy delivery of this camera. So what we can see right here is that we have the old thing manuals that no one likes to read. We got some USB cables right here, and yeah, the straps. I never use this. Got a charger right here. Just want to go through all the items really quick. The charger cable right here as well. Last but not least, the camera itself. Here we go. So here we have it in my hands, and I'm pretty excited about this camera. Now, I have a charged battery right here because I know that they always come depleted. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna power on this thing really quick. Put the same battery, the MPFZ100 battery. Same batteries that you're gonna find on all the other Sony cameras, the most recent cameras. All right, so let's talk what is new about this camera from the prior version. At a glance, you know, we can tell that we have the brand new LCD screen that everyone has been actually wanting, and finally Sony unveils it in a full frame camera. And to be honest with you, I really like the hinge of this LCD screen. Now this one is the first one with touchscreen capability, so basically you can drive through the menus, and it looks like this menu makes a lot more sense than the other menus with all the tabs at the top. So, you know, not much to talk about here, touchscreen functionality. So this is gonna be really handy, especially if you're gonna be filming yourself, like YouTube videos like this one, or you're gonna be, you know, doing anything that requires easy access to, you know, some of the functions without digging through buttons and stuff like that. In my opinion, I much rather, you know, operate the camera from the screen than from the buttons, unless we're talking about photography. So, for video, very convenient because, you know, you can angle it as you guys can see right now. You can frame yourself, and really nice. Now, let's actually take a look around the body of the Sony A7S3, because there are some differences right here. And one of them is that we have, you know, the newly designed joystick right here, which I really like, a very tactile and, you know, really nice feel. All the buttons on the camera are much larger than prior version, but still, you know, we have a very similar layout as other Sony cameras, like the Sony A7R4, for example, or the Sony A7 III, which is the camera that I'm using right now to film. Now, let's talk about what we have right here, because right here there are some changes as well. You know, we have an exposure compensation with a lock button right here. We have a shutter dial, you know, pretty much standard. And one of the biggest things that I really like about Sony doing, and I don't know why they didn't do that before, is that right now we have the manual mode, then we have movie mode and S&Q, which are functionalities that you actually may access, you know, really often. From movie, you know, go into photo, from photo go into movie, or from movie to go to S&Q. So I really like the fact that they finally did it like this, because all the other cameras, you know, they have all this information scattered all around, and, you know, going from manual, a lot of the times you just gotta scroll until you find the function. So really good implementation right there. Now the next thing that we're gonna see right here is that we have the dedicated move and record button. Also another great implementation, because the one in the back from the Sony A7 III, for example, like right now I have to go all the way back and press it. So this one is gonna be a lot easier if I wanna operate the camera from the front end. You know, I can actually see it, just tap it and that's it. You can always set up the shutter release button, you know, also as a movie record button, but not a lot of people like to mess with that. So having it here is really good. We have a custom function too right there. And, you know, regarding the body, this is a body similar to the A7R4. That means that the grip is gonna be much more chunkier, kind of like the A9 too as well. And one of the things that I love about Sony cameras, and of course Sony has not altered this, thank goodness, is that we have the on and off right there, you know, right above the grip. You know, that is one of the things that I'm actually trying to get used to from Canon cameras after many years using Canon, being on the other side. So much appreciated that that is right there. Now, in in terms of you know, looks and ergonomics and what's different, pretty much it ends right there. Now, I want to actually put this camera through its paces, and also I'm going to be shooting photography with this camera because this one features a 12 megapixel sensor, backside illuminated. You know, this is one of the greatest cameras when it comes to low light performance. It outperforms the Sony A7 III, although in some of the videos that I've seen, the A7 III actually comes pretty close, but obviously this one has been designed for video, so it has a better performance. Now, when it comes to video for the very first time, we have finally 4K up to 120 frames per second, and the camera is doing internally a 10-bit 422. Now, the Sony A7 III or all the other Sony cameras, they cap a 4K video 30p 8-bit 420 internally. That's great. Now, one of the things that I want to show you guys here is in the USD compartment, because now it's a combination of CF Express Type A card and SD card UHS 2. Now, in the Sony A7 III, I believe we have one UHS 1 and then UHS 2. Now, on this one, we have two CF Express Type A, which is way faster than SD card, and also we have the SD card. Now, the great thing about this port is that it doesn't take any additional space, as you guys can see. It doesn't take any additional space and you know, still make the camera very compact. Now, a lot of people are saying that Sony bodies are maybe too small. I actually really like the shape of the body because it also makes the camera powerful and compact at the same time, especially for traveling, you know, moving around with the gear. So I really like this size. Now, in this camera, we're gonna have the ridiculous EVF that has almost 10 million dots, 4.44 million dots EVF. And right now, obviously, I don't have a lens, so I don't see anything. But I'm really excited to really see how this EVF actually performs in video. Although, you know, most people are going to be using the back of the screen. Now, one of the rumors that we got from one of our sources in Asia is saying that this EVF was actually designed for the new A7 or 5. Right? And it makes a lot of sense because why would you want to have all that resolution, you know, for a video camera, right? And again, like I mentioned before, most people are going to be referring on the screen, but it's good to know that, you know, Sony decided to put it here, and yet another indication that the Sony A7 or V may be a camera that we may see, you know, potentially next year. So who knows, with the whole coronavirus situation, things are a little bit delayed. The body, yes, it does feel better. One of the other things that I see right here is that we have a full-size HDMI. This is huge, guys, because I snapped the HDMI of that camera right there that I'm filming right now already once, and it cost me money to replace it. Because, you know, all the Sony cameras, most all of them, they have the tiny mini HDMI. Now this one is full HDMI, which makes a lot of sense, and as you can see, it's reinforced right there with 2 screws. Another thing that I like is how they actually redesigned the door compartments, because now they have hinges and they don't dangle like in older versions. So this is really good. Now we're gonna have, of course, microphone input and headphone jack in this camera, and we're gonna have a micro USB and also a mini USB port right there. You know, really handy. So this is at a glance, you know, the new Sony A7S III. Stay tuned for my new video that I'm gonna have shooting with the camera, video and photography. And if you want me to do a specific topic on my review, please drop your comments down below. Let me know what do you want me to test in this camera. And I'm really excited to start shooting with this guy. So I'm actually gonna finish this video and get busy with the A7S III. See you in the next video. Take care.